Then you will make the island of Thrinakia, where herds of the sun god's cattle graze, and fat sheep and 7 herds of oxen, as many sheep flocks, rich and woolly, 50 head in each. No breeding swells their number, nor do they ever die. The goddesses herd them on, nymphs with glinting hair, Felucia, Namtai, born to the sun god Helios by radiant Nerea. Their queenly mother bred and reared them both, then settled them on the island of Thrinakia, their homeland sea's way. To guard their father's sheep and longhorn cattle, leave the beasts unharmed, their mind, your mind, set on home. And you all may still reach Ithaca. Bent with hardship, true, but harm them in any way, and I can see it now. Your ship destroyed, your men destroyed as well. And even if you escape, you will come home late. All shipmates lost, and come a broken man. There, I called a muster, warning my shipmates yet again. Friends, we've food and drink aplenty aboard the ship. Keep your hands off these herds, or we will pay the price. The cattle, the sleek flocks, belong to an awesome master, Helios, god of the sun, who sees all, who hears all things. So I warned, my headstrong men complied. But for 1 whole month the south wind blew non-stop. No other wind came up, none but the south-southeast. As long as our food and ruddy wine held out, the crew, eager to save their lives, kept hands off the herds. But then, when supplies aboard had all run dry, when the men turned to hunting, forced to range for quarry, with twisted hooks for fish, birds, anything they could lay their hands on, hunger racked their bellies. I struck inland, up the island, there to pray to the gods. If only one might show me some way home. Crossing into the heartland, clear of the crew, I rinsed my hands in a sheltered spot. A windbreak, but soon as I'd prayed to all the gods who rule Olympus, down on my eyes they poured a sweet, sound sleep. As Eurylochus opened up his fatal plan to friends. Listen to me, my comrades, brothers in hardship. All ways of dying are hateful to us poor mortals. True, but to die of hunger, starve to death, that's the worst of all. So up with you now. Let's drive off to pick Helios's sleek herds. Slaughter them to the gods who rule the skies up there. If we make it home to Ithaca, native ground. Erect at once a glorious temple to the sun god. Line the walls with hordes of dazzling gifts. But if the sun, inflamed for his long-horn cattle, means to wreck our ship and the other gods, pitch in. I'd rather die at sea, with one deep gulp of death, than die by inches on this desolate island here. So he urged, and shipmates cheered again. At once they drove off the sun god's finest cattle. Close at hand, not far from the blue-prowed ship they grazed. Those splendid beasts, with their broad brows and curving horns, surrounding them in a ring, they lifted prayers to the gods, plucking fresh green leaves from the tall oak for the rite. Since white strewing barley was long gone in the ship, once they prayed, slaughtered, and skinned the cattle. They cut the thigh bones out. They wrapped them around in fat. A double fold sliced clean and topped with strips of flesh. And since they had no wine to anoint the glowing victims, they made libations with water, broiling all the innards. And once they'd burned the bones, tasted the organs, hacked the rest into pieces, piercing them with spits. But Zeus, who marshals the thunderheads, insisted, "Sun, you keep on shining among the deathless gods and mortal men across the good green earth. And as for the guilty ones, why, soon enough on the wine-dark sea, I'll hit their racing ship with a white-hot bolt. I'll tear it into splinters."